So it's just me and Lowen here having toast. Perfect timing. And then it's back to work. What is toast without coffee? For 4 years, we've talked about building a ladder. So today's the day. We're gonna move some of this stuff. The ladder's gonna go from here up to there. And that is what I'm working on right now. Sometimes you just need a little diversion in the middle of a project. There's this old TV here. Oh, he's dead. Is it 10?
I'll do.
Let him have it. Is there any survivors?
Nope.
I think we got that talking about. The bottom of the stringer had to be cut at an angle, as you can see, so that when this ladder is standing up against the wall at an angle, this matches the angle of the floor, which meant that all the rungs have to match that angle as well. And the rungs are going to be made out of 2x8, which is 1.5 inches thick. And I decided to cut dados just 1/4 inch deep to receive the rungs. In order to do that, I'm using my new cordless DeWalt router with a 3/4 inch, what would you call that bit? I can't think of it at the moment. Just a clean out or clean cut bit. There's a term for it. But I'm not obviously going to wing it. I need the exact angle to match. And so I made this template here. And it's 3/4 inch wider than my router so that I can cut 1.5 inch dado. The bit itself is 3/4 inch, then it moves over 3/4 inch and gives me a full 1.5 inch. The first one I made, I'm embarrassed to admit, I had added 1.5 inch to the width of my router plate. But by the time you add 1.5 inch plus a 3/4 inch bit, my test piece was 2.25 inches wide, and I only need 1.5 inches. I take 1.5 inch block of stock, you can see. That's a nice fit. Very nice fit. So that's the idea here. But I just wanted to stop after doing a few notches here, and this whole board here is already done. And I wanted to stop, grab my camera, and see if I could get some good footage of how nicely this little cordless DeWalt router works. I have a corded version as well, but I wanted to, this is the first time I've really used this thing. I'm not that familiar with it, and I'm happy with the way my jig turned out. So let's see if we can get set up here for a good, maybe a couple of shots with a slow-mo. All right, so that is one dado. It worked out pretty good. Sorry for the fast zoom. Whoa, maybe I should zoom out. There we go. Yeah, worked out pretty good. I've learned a few things here doing these dados on these stringers. I've never done anything like this before. Not really. I've done a few different things, sort of similar, but not to this extent. And anyway, I've learned a bit about making jigs. Make them oversized, as in longer. As you can see, I had to turn my router around because the base plate has the square side on it. And my template prevented me from making a nice clean pass in each direction. I had to turn it around to finish it off, and there were some inconsistencies because of that, which I won't go into. But I could see where having a template, well, my first template was longer. It would have worked, but I screwed it up. So that was a good point. Another thing that a guy could do is take a utility knife and score both sides of the dado before routering it, and it would have eliminated all this hairy stuff, which isn't a real big deal, but it would have given you a cleaner finish. But having said all of that, I'm actually quite happy with the outcome. By using the jig and making two stringers that are a mirror image of each other, I think I've come up with fairly consistent results. Sorry about the hissing airline there. I gotta replace an O-ring. So basically, where we're at now is we're ready to probably do a fit up. I'm going to take the two stringers inside and then decide exactly how wide each of my rungs will be, or steps. I guess it's more like steps because it's like a stair ladder. And then yeah, it's a pretty simple matter of cutting rungs out of 2 by 8.